Hey y'all, it's Rick here, and welcome to Uncommon Communion. I'm happy you're joining me here with me in this afternoon edition. I'll tell you in a minute about why this week there are no morning editions. Before that, though, let us begin as we always begin this time by remembering, affirming, honoring, and celebrating that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of God and each other. So, first, you might be wondering, why am I not recording in the morning this week? Well, it's because my work role has changed, and rather than work from home like I have been doing most of the days, I am now doing more face to face training. And it's a good thing. I do enjoy it. And yet, it does take me out of the office. It makes my schedule less flexible. And here I am recording in the afternoon instead. Again, I'm glad that you are joining me. And I really did want to try to record this morning because I woke up feeling hopeful. Now, I feel hopeful most of the time about my life and the way that my life is right now. I feel grateful for my job. I feel happy with my relationship with my wife. We're about to celebrate our anniversary this weekend, and that is wonderful. I feel very happy about so much. And the US government right now is an absolute disaster, and it concerns me deeply. You've heard me say that here. Two different, seemingly contradictory things can be true at the same time. This morning, though, I felt more hope in that second area regarding the big picture, the country that we live in, if you are here in the United States. And that was because of two things yesterday, and actually, really three things. And I'm glad these happened yesterday because the day started off yesterday with some reprehensible admission by the US government, by the Trump regime. And you probably read about this. I'm not going to go too far into details, except to just underscore how wrong, how evil this is. It's the story, of course, of Kimar Abrego Garcia. Again, you can read more about it. The government yesterday, in a legal briefing, admitted he was deported to that El Salvadoran prison that we saw in footage, terrible, horrible footage. He was deported there, shipped there in error. It was a clerical error, and the government, the regime said, "Oh, we can't get him back. He's not our responsibility anymore. It's El Salvador. We can't do that." I mean, it's just staggering. It is absolutely staggering. You know, it's hard to put into words. And it left me yesterday very angry, very sad, outraged. And I've been outraged a lot by the things that are happening. And the truth is this, y'all. The deportations that they did using the centuries old Alien Act that is not meant to be used in any way, shape, or form, like they're claiming to use it. A judge put a block on it. The planes shouldn't have left, all of that, right? That's all true. To be able to ship people out without due process is not American, period. And I don't care who supports you, how many people think, how terrible gang members are. And you know what? The reality is this. If you think these gang members are terrible, put them in a court, let the judge decide, let the people decide, present the evidence that's more than a Michael Jordan tattoo or an autism awareness tattoo or some insanity like that. So I was feeling a little raw yesterday until I saw Cory Booker and I saw what he did and just the courage and the stamina and the beauty of that. A lot has been said about that. I was so moved by it that about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, as soon as I was done with my teaching for the day, I sent him an email and I said, "Thank you. Keep it up." And I said, "We in the Buckeye State, we have your back." And the list that I got his a link directly to his email. I put it in my post today. If you've seen that, my written post. There were links to other senators, and I sent them, about 10 senators, almost a dozen. I sent similar emails, people that were supporting him by asking questions so that he could rest his voice for a few minutes. I found this out today. Did you know that the rules of the filibuster, he could not, number one, leave to go to the bathroom, and number two, he could not sit down. And it was wonderful to see him beat Strom Thurmond, the infamous, vile segregationist who filibustered to stop the civil rights movement. And here we had Cory doing what he did yesterday. And you know what? I read this report. This is from sources. You know, that Strom Thurmond, he didn't follow the same rules. He took bathroom breaks. He sat down. Nobody really paid attention. And yesterday, Senator Booker did none of those. And that was absolutely amazing. So if you have not done so yet to say thank you to him, please find the link. You can click it in my written post. It's a super simple form. You fill it out. All you have to say is thanks, because we want him to know that we are grateful, if you are, and I am tremendously grateful, that someone showed leadership. An elected official showed power and showed leadership. And I'm excited about what this might mean. I was also very gratified by the election results last night. Yay, Wisconsin. I'm psyched. My wife and I are going up to Milwaukee this summer to see a concert, and I'm glad we can spend money in your state. I love Wisconsin. We were there last summer, Wisconsin Dells. And it is so gratifying to just see how that vote really put the cheese head on Elon's face. He was literally giving away checks, and they lost. Y'all, I think this is going to signal something big. I think we are seeing a sea change. I don't know if you saw the headline today, but reports are coming that Elon's days in the White House as co-leader, Trump called him, are coming to an end. Not soon enough. He still can do a whole lot of damage, but it seems like that is ending because he's toxic. He's toxic. And I think we are finally seeing that. Also in elections yesterday, you probably saw that the two Florida positions were this close, right? They didn't win, the Democrats, but for Trump in those same ruby red districts, Trump got this much of a margin, and the margin yesterday was like this, right? So that is a sign. That is a sign that things are finally shifting, and I feel hope. The third thing that I mentioned, and you probably didn't see this, and I hope you take a look at it. I saw it kind of late last night while I was doing the dishes. Substack, and again, I know you're interfacing with Substack. You may not be on the app yet, but you're seeing me through the email or whatever. Substack is amazing, y'all, because this is where the work is being done. This is where new voices are being lifted up. This is where new audience, new engagement, so much is happening here. And if you've not checked out the Parnas perspective, Parnas, Parnas perspective, it's this young man. I'm pretty sure he's a Gen Z. Looks like he's in his mid-20s. His name is Aaron, Aaron. He does these little news clips, little 5-minute clips, very professionally done. And he last night, y'all, talked to Cory Booker right after the senator left the floor. And it was remarkable. It was only 2.5 minutes, but it was remarkable for what Booker shared. Booker shared that he did not use the bathroom. I was wondering about that. Booker's 55. I'm 55. I got to use the bathroom all the time. How did he do this? You know, he fasted. He dehydrated himself. And that is amazing. You know, that is amazing. And again, what was amazing was, I'm sure the senator talked to a number of people afterwards, but he chose this young man because I think people are waking up, Democrats and senators and people in power are waking up that Substack, these new young voices like Aaron Parnas, like the Midas Touch brothers, like the Bulwark, like so many others, this is where it is happening. I encourage you, get involved here, comment, get to know people, network, follow people, share with others. This is where it is happening right here. And Aaron Parnas and so many others are evidence of that. So To wrap up, as I usually do, with a prayer from the Little Book of Prayers, I wanted something that was about gratitude. And I feel very touched, and increasingly so, by indigenous spirituality. And I don't want to appropriate it. I'm not going to say it's my spirituality. Yet I think I can learn from it deeply, and I can be inspired by it. I can use prayers from it as long as I use them in the right context. I'm not going to use their rituals, but I can use prayers. And this is listed as an Iroquois prayer. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. It's a litany of thanks, and I'll just read the beginning and the end, and we will go on our way. So the prayer says, "We return thanks to our mother, the earth, which sustains us. We return thanks to the rivers and streams which supply us with water. We return thanks to the corn and to her sisters, the beans and the squashes, which give us life. We return thanks to the sun, that he has looked upon the earth with a beneficent eye. Lastly, we return thanks to the Great Spirit, in whom is embodied all goodness, and who directs all things for the good of his children." Well, y'all, again, thank you for joining me late in the day. Look for me hopefully again tomorrow and Friday, also later in the day. And just be good out there. We need more good. And I hope you'll be it. I know I'm striving to be it. And be good. Blessings, peace, and good. Be well.